Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Welcome, Abhishek.
Yes, and a welcome to all of you who have come in for the event. I know it's not one of the plush, air-conditioned banquet halls in a five-star hotel, but that's what you do when you go to an event of a sports company like Puma. You get to the ground where the action is there.
Correct. Abhishek, Puma have targeted the corporate running market very, very aggressively. Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Sure. So being a leading sports brand in the country and probably the leading running brand in the country, we thought that it is our responsibility to trigger the running movement in the country, which is happening all across, not just in Mumbai, but in all key cities of the country. India is getting more sports-oriented. The youths, the kids want to run more. Running is a key ingredient to success in sports. And we want to drive this running movement. It's our responsibility, as I said. And we realized that one of the best places to start with is the corporate India, because that's where people are today wanting to stay fit. They're running races, they're running marathons, half marathons. And we came in with this concept where we joined hands with Runners for Life, where it is a corporate running tournament. It's 5 kilometers into 4. It's a corporate relay. So not just it promotes running and fitness, but it also promotes, in some ways, corporate camaraderie and spirit. So running as a thread in organizations to tie people together, and there can be nothing more motivating than sports itself. So that's the idea of Urban Stampede. I'm so glad to be a part of this event.
Fantastic. I believe you have a video to show us on the Urban Stampede.
Yes, about what we have reached in Urban Stampede and where we're going to go. Yeah.
Fantastic. Can we have that? Who's dashing? I was the person who made him run a lot a few years ago.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about running and how important it is it in cricket?
Well, I suppose from my perspective, I stood out as a cricket player, definitely not as a batsman with a very average, but what certainly, I suppose, made people stand up and notice was the agility that I had in the field and the ability to go all day in the field. And I think that was important, that fitness levels then weren't even considered. You know, it's become such a scientific process too. And if you think about the apps and utilizing technology, but those days when you were chasing me around the field, it was pretty much there and back as fast as you could, and making sure that your fitness levels were maintained to a degree where you could play at the top level for all, the entire game. Whereas now it's become very specific with regards to, or very scientific even. If you're a batsman, a bowler, a wicket keeper even, you've got a fitness trainer giving you those specific deals or jobs to do. And I think the greatest thing about running is that you can be anybody, and you can be any shape and size, and you can just get a pair of shoes on and
do it.
Hit the road.
Hit the road. A couple of years ago, it's exactly like what he said. Our fitness was we put 2 cones 20 meters apart and we sprinted 10 times and did 20 sets after every single practice session. I can vouch for what his work ethic was like back then, and I know how much of hours you put in then. But can you tell us, what is Jonty's personal training regime like right now?
Well, right now it's about changing nappies at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, that's quite a difficult thing. It's probably the toughest job that I've ever had to do. And fortunately, I'm kitted out for that very difficult task. But it's, for me, it's also about mixing up sports. And I grew up in South Africa with a lot of open space, which you don't always get here in India, which is why running is such a good option, because you don't need a pair of cricket spikes or hockey boots and a hockey stick. I think what I try and do is mix up as much as possible. So in India, I do visit the gym. I spend a lot of time on the field of practice. I have sort of 4 or 5 guys, not even 5, maybe 3 or 4 guys at a time, which is quite high intensity. But in South Africa, at home, I get a mountain bike, I've got a surfboard. I do have a pair of running shoes which sit there and cry and look at me and want me to take them out on the road a bit more often. But I like being outdoors, so it's not difficult to get me out. But I do like to mix it up. And I think that's, as a fielding coach in India, it's always a concern for me is that people, when you play cricket, it's just about running forwards and backwards. Football, badminton, they're all those sort of games that I grew up playing hockey, soccer. They all allowed me to field the way that I did, because it's sideways movement and it's giving you agility and explosive power. And, soccer players, one behind here, will show again that it's not just about, running forward.
Yeah, super. Jonty was the person who taught me that all those hours of practice is about preparing for an opportunity you don't know you're going to get. And that was one secret and one tip that I learned from him. So, and I've kept that with me all these years. Fantastic.
Pay me later. Sure of it.
Super. Ladies and gentlemen, and he's a multi-marathon runner himself, Mr. Amit War, please welcome. Super. Amit, welcome to Puma Urban Stampede. You and your corporate is pioneering running in the country. You have something like, I believe, 4,000 employees who will be taking part in this event right now. You yourself are a marathon runner, a multi-marathon runner. Can you tell us why you're using running as a platform to drive health and wellness in the corporate industry?
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the corporate world today, in terms of the work schedules, the work-life balance, the kind of travel people do, the kind of food habits, for example, there's tremendous need in terms of keeping the corporate world fit. And what I've seen is over the period of last few years, particularly in India, we've seen tremendous momentum in terms of fitness that's gaining ground in the corporate world. We at Accenture, as you rightly said, we lay a tremendous focus for a variety of reasons, keeping our employees fit. It also builds a certain level of camaraderie within the employees. It creates a level of team spirit. So we do invest a lot in terms of getting or participating in these events. And as rightly said, we have 4,000 people participating in this event, the Puma Urban Stampede this year. And hopefully the numbers keep growing for us.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Please join me in welcoming Sharmila Nicolette. Hi, Sharmila. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very, very well. So today we're here talking running, and you normally on the golf course swinging golf balls. And can you tell us, how do you incorporate running into your regime? Does it play an important part?
It definitely does. Well, let me explain. Where golf as a sport is concerned, it doesn't require a high level of cardiovascular endurance. You know, it's more about explosive power between short intervals. So I really make it a point to do a lot of sprint interval training at least twice a week, wherever the globe I might be on, go on a park, golf course, on the road. So I guess the more number of sprints you do, it kind of helps to increase that explosive part of it and helps to recover between shots as well. So I think it's very important for me. And I guess Puma, I love wearing all the Puma outfits, and it's great to use all the shots and the stuff. I use it all over. So for golf, yeah, it is. I feel like, well, let me think about the particular aspects of it.
I've spent a little bit of time on the PGA Tour, and when I was on there a few years ago, running wasn't really a very big thing. So are you seeing a bit of a trend changing on tour? Are you seeing that more girls are more active? Are you seeing that they're taking running, or is it?
Yeah, it does actually. A lot more girls run a lot, but you don't need a lot of short interval training, you know, to kind of get it into the sport. And it really helps me that way, and it's very important for everyone to maintain fitness and to be really good.
Absolutely.
Feel good about yourself while running as well. So
fantastic, fantastic. And thank you very much for taking time off the tour and joining us right here.
I can't wait to get to the race.
Fantastic. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, the ISL lit up the TV airway Stampede launch. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. So you were the most emerging player, right? How much running did you do?
The place I played right back, so it's a lot of running involved there. So I ran a lot, I think, and yeah.
It's an integral, as Jonty was saying, it's an integral part of soccer as a sport. You know, you're changing direction all the time, you're sprinting, you're moving it. It has to be something, and it's a core part of your preparation and everything. So have you found that it's really helped you? Have you incorporated it into your training regime outside football?
Yeah, see, in football, running is very important. Like 70 or 80% is about running, and it's very explosive. So, you know, you need to work hard every day to improve your running and all, and yeah.
Okay, so what's the plans for the year? Any future plans with soccer?
Right now, I'm busy with my league. Current season is going on. And after that, we have World Cup qualifiers for the national team.
Fantastic.
So, and after that, ISL. So, inshallah, ISL will...
He's got a busy year ahead. He's got a busy year. Sandesh is also with the Kerala Blasters. So he's got, and all the best for that. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, one of our next sporting icons that I'm going to get on board, or a running icon, she's also my fellow running ambassador at Puma. She's a marathon. She was one of the fastest women at the 2013 Mumbai Marathon. Please join me in welcoming Lisa Haydon.
Good.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you very
Lisa,
much.
we have been speaking about running, I think, for the last month on many, many stages
We
and many
have.
evergreen platforms. So,
We
what can
have.
you tell us? You know, you've seen the property grow, you've seen running grow. This is something a little bit different. We launched Ignite just a few weeks ago, and we ran around the entire city. Now we're taking it to the corporates, where it's a shorter version. It's a 5K run, 4-man team. We're trying to really tackle the corporate culture. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's fantastic that we're encouraging corporates to run because there are a few corporates at Puma, like Nikhil over there, that I really think he should definitely participate in the Urban Stampede. But I think all of the running events that we've done so far have been really exciting because for me it's so wonderful to interact with the runners around the country. We had a run in Bombay, then we did a run in Delhi, and now we're launching this here. So, I mean, running is my passion. I actually feel very intimidated on the stage full of wonderful and amazing athletes. I just do this for fun. but I think it's great that we're getting people involved and getting to share that experience with them because when you're so passionate and you love something so much, it's just wonderful to interact with like-minded people that love and enjoy doing the same thing as you do. So let the corporates run.
Let the corporates run, okay. So, with no further ado, gentlemen, I'm going to invite my last guest on stage. He's the man who, together with Puma, conceptualized the entire Puma Urban Stampede. He is the CEO of Runners for Life. Please help me welcome Arvind.
The runners start from there. The first runner in each case, and the first runner is going to be, first runners are going to be Abhishek, Sharmila, and Jonty. You three guys are going to start. I will go. Lisa, your call. Which team do you think is going to win?
Oh, okay, hang on a second. I'm going to go with Shamil and our lady, our girl power over here. Our girl power in pink. she's got the longest legs. If you have
How many of you think that Shamal and Sharmila are going to win this race? Oh, okay. You have some votaries among all the runners. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that.
Where's
Sandesh runs.
all my running influences? Come on, back.
Yeah, and then there's Jonty and Amit. And you know, how many people think Jonty and Amit are going to win?
There's a press. Put your hands up. All
Oh, okay, okay. Abhishek and Sandesh, how many of them are on their side? Oh, we have some votes. Excellent,
Abhishek,
wonderful.
They're
Wonderful.
paying for the food.
Wonderful. So, Mavish, if you're there, and if you can take that point, so my request is Abhishek, Sharmila, and Jonty, if you can come with me over there to the race start, and Sandesh, Amit, and Shamal, you can right?
My association with Puma started many years before, Track My Run or the Urban Stampede. I used to love running when I was a kid. In fact, this Priyadarshini Park is where I first started to run. And it's very sentimental to be launching the 2015 calendar of the Urban Stampede here in this park where I first started running. And my association with Puma started early because I loved Puma colors, I loved their clothes, I loved their shoes when I was a kid because they were fun and they were exciting. And then as I got a bit older and I started taking running more seriously, I realized that picking the right shoe is as crucial as being passionate about running. In fact, it facilitates and fuels your run. So I started using the Puma Mobium shoe, after which now they've come out with Ignite, and I've swapped over to the Ignite shoe. So I love running for Puma, it's my passion, and it's a very privileged thing to be able to endorse a brand that you genuinely believe in.
Lisa, like in a week, how many times you run as for your busy schedule?
Probably about 3 to 4 times. I think running is one of the easiest exercises that you can travel with, because no matter where you are, what hotel you're staying in, you can always find a treadmill in the gym. And when you get to travel outside of India and shoot, you get great roads to run on, you get great parks. And when I'm in Mumbai, I run at Priyadarshini Park, I run at the race course mainly, and then when I'm training for the marathon, I take it out onto the roads and run from, you know, Bandra to Worli Sea Link and all of that kind of stuff. Sorry, from the NCPA to the Bandra Worli Sea Link.
As Puma is coming up with the new racing track that they are going to organize every month a track, I believe. So how interested are you in like participating in this track? Like every month it's going to be in a different state as your brand ambassador. So are you is we going to see you in like posting or
I'll do as many as my schedule permits, and obviously I love running. We just did a run, Ignite Your City run in Delhi. And I participated. That was a 9-kilometer run. So wherever I can run, I will run, because the most exciting thing for me of being a Puma runner is the fact that I get to interact with other runners. You know, we have you get to interact with so many different people from all over the country that are passionate about the same thing that you're passionate about, and that for me is the joy.
Cool.
Thank you. Thank you very much.